So if you go to the VPC, we want to talk about VPN. So you are all familiar with different we are all familiar with different ways we can connect a VPC, right? You know, a VPC just with the public access with IGW. You can have a VPC with public and private subnets. We did that. That is what we designed, a VPC with multiple public subnets and multiple private subnets. You can also create a VPC without a public subnet, just a VPC with only private subnets. But then the problem is, how do you connect to that VPC, correct? If you have a VPC without any internet access, how do you connect to it? The only option in that case is you have to have something called as a direct connect, or you need to have something called as VPN. So we're going to talk about VPN today, how to establish a VPN to a thing. As I said, you know, we cannot do a real demo today here because I don't have a VPN router. But I will definitely try to explain you how to do that. I don't have a VPN router here to show you. Muthu, I did see that. You know, I will Sunday's class. I will share you some videos and stuff like that. Architecture model. We can discuss about some general stuff on the Sunday class. Okay. At that time, I will show you some architecture videos and stuff like that where you can find. Most of you might have already found, but I have some nice videos that I have watched, and I can confidently say they are really good stuff, which I will show you on Sunday. So what we're going to talk about today is, you know, VPN connections, how to create a VPN and things like that. Okay. So you can actually, you know, you have a VPC. Let me just try to draw this picture here. So you have a VPC. In this VPC, let's say you have an IGW here. That's fine. And IGW is connected to internet. And you have multiple subnets and multiple availability zones. So these two are, let's say, you know, public subnet. This is also a public subnet. And these are all private subnets. Okay, these are all private subnets. Anybody has any question on this picture? If it is a VPC, what is a public subnet, what is a private subnet, what is IGW, all these things are clear for everybody, correct? Anybody has any questions on this picture? If you don't know, then I cannot proceed further. I think this is clear for everybody, correct?
Yes, correct.
All right. So now, if I have a instance running here, if I want to connect, what should I need on this instance? My office is here. This is my data center. So from here, if I want to connect to one of this server, what should I do?
Public IP address.
Correct. I have to use my internet and come through the internet, and through here I can access that instance using a public IP address, correct? If I want to connect to a private instance, what will I do? An instance in a private subnet.
Your desktop on that place.
How do I connect to this instance in a private subnet?
You can RDP from your, you know, this computer.
Correct. So I have to use the Bastion host to connect to that, correct?
Right, Bastion, all right.
So this is the scenario, and this is what we were doing all these days. but you have to going through the internet, you need to come through a public thing and all. This is not very safe, you have to transfer files and all through the internet. You have to do an RDP connection. That RDP is not secure. If you want to copy some file, this is not the right way you want to do it. You can do this, there is no problems, but this is not what we want. I want to connect to a private instance, or in fact all instances, because all these instances have private IP addresses. I want to connect to them straight from here to the VPC. For that, I need to have a VPN connection. So we need to establish a VPN connection from your company's VPN router. Your company will have a Cisco router or a Juniper router or a Sonicwall router, or some VPN router will be there. From that VPN router, you have to establish a VPN connection to the virtual private gateway. Okay, it's called as VPG, virtual private gateway, to your VPC. Then you will be able to RDP to that from your computer here in your office. You will be able to RDP through here straight to that IP address. This is what is VPN is going to help you. In that case, do you need an IGW? You don't need an IGW. Do you need an internet connection? You need an internet connection. You don't need internet, because your VPN is always a tunnel through the internet, right? A VPN is actually a tunnel created through your internet. So there is another costly implementation of this. In fact, believe me, in my company, we are still using VPN. We have a pretty good bandwidth. But if you are going to do large amount of data replications and, so much of traffic and things like that, you have a lot of production servers here, you have a lot of databases inside your office, this VPN may not be enough. In that case, there is an option called something called as a private connection you can create straight to Amazon, and that is called as a direct connect. Direct connect. Okay. So companies like AT&T, Verizon, Equinix, lot of companies provide a direct connection. Now, how these companies do is they have a major data centers near to Amazon's data centers, so you will have a private connection. So this connection, I think, monthly charge will be probably around $15,000. Just 1 month connection fee is around $15,000 to $20,000 is what an average charge for a direct connect. But that is required if you want to do a lot of things. If you want to do direct connect to your VPN, and you need to work with your AT&T, you need to work with your telecom provider. So this is the thing. So direct connect is something, just for your understanding, you can try to read and understand a little bit on this. But more 99% companies are currently using VPN, but not 99. I would say a good amount of companies are still using VPN to do their thing. In fact, I told you in my workplace also we use only VPNs. If I have another data center in my office, I can create another VPN connection from here. So I can have multiple VPN connection to this particular VPC. And also, when you configure these things, you can also specify when you do VPN, you can allow all the network, or you can only allow certain subnets. You can say, okay, when you do VPN, you can only VPN to these 4 subnets. You can say that, and no access to these 2 subnets. You can configure that way also. So you can do a lot of customizations. Okay.
Deepu question.
Yeah.
So this VPN connection in between your office and Amazon Web Services, we are gaining access from Office server to Amazon server, or if I have 500 machines in my office, they also need access to these private servers in Amazon Web Services, for storage or for whatever not. So all these workstations are also going to go through VPN and access Amazon
Absolutely,
website?
yes. That is actually a configuration that you allow on your VPN router here in your network, in your VPN. You can specify what network, what subnets are allowed from your network. So that is something you control here. Your networking guys should be able to, you can select what all subnets in your company can actually talk. So you can, if you have different subnets in your company, you can specify what all subnets can talk to Amazon. Same way, here you can specify what all subnets are allowed to connect.
And second part of the question, this direct connect for $15,000, how much bandwidth we get with that $15,000?
I'm not sure. I think this is a 1 GB connect. I think it's 1 gigabyte. I think 1 gig is the bandwidth. I think, and I think the price goes high. I'm not very sure. I think it's 1 gig or something is what is 15K, and the price can go up depending on how much link you are getting. I'm not very sure on that, Davinda.
Oh.
VPN, currently we are having a 400 Mbps connection. That is our internet bandwidth, 400 Mbps. So with 400 Mbps, we are using the VPN tunnel through that. But not only for VPN tunnel, we use that 400 Mbps for many things, But the tunnel is through thing. But there are you can actually do some QoS, quality of service, where I think we spoke to our networking guys and they have dedicated 100 Mbps for us. So no matter what, we always get 100 Mbps. And 300 Mbps is for other services, but 100 Mbps, is the minimum, but it can go up to 300 Mbps. So we can probably take some more bandwidth, even though we have, it doesn't mean that we can take the whole 400 Mbps. That is what the quality of service do. Your networking guys can configure and say, okay, how much this VPN tunnel can take. Okay. So, so this is the thing, VPN connection. So AWS Direct Connect provides a dedicated private connection from a remote network to your VPC. You can combine this connection with AWS, you can also do IPsec and all, you can do like that. So what is Direct Connect? I think it is here. This is what it is, the Direct Connect is, there are AT&T or Verizon, they have something called as cages or Equinix, they have their own data centers very near to Amazon's location, and from there, this is called as a direct connect location. So from your company, you get a direct connection to AT&T's data center or Verizon's data center, and from there, they have a dedicated big pipes connected to Amazon. Not all, this is not for your company, this is for many companies. This will be a huge pipe, they are connected. So this is like a private connect you can do, and then you will be connecting from your network straight to the VPC. Okay, so this is what actually Direct Connect do. I have not implemented this. I think you need to talk to some customers and find out. So it is basically, AWS requires a single mode fiber, 1000 base C, 1 gigabyte Ethernet, or you can go up to 4 up to 10 gig. You can also do 10 gig connections and things like that. So I'm not sure. It depends on what is your bandwidth. That is how it is. Okay. The second option is actually the VPN connection, and that is what we're going to talk about today. How to create a VPN connection. So here it is. I just want to read through this and then we will go through it. It's actually pretty it's little long topics. We need to talk about all these things. By default, instances that you launch in virtual private cloud can't communicate with your own network. Correct? That is true. You have your network, you cannot connect. You have to go through internet. So by doing virtual private connection, you can actually connect to the network. See here, this is what it is. So a couple of terms, and we'll talk about that, and I'll show you how to create. We cannot establish a connection, that's all, but we will do all other things in the lab today, but I just wanted to get you understand certain terminologies, and then only we can do it. So just type an yes or no or something here, so I know what I'm talking, you're understanding. So this is the AWS infrastructure. This is your VPC. Inside the VPC, you have two availability zones, and you have subnets inside this. Correct? And everybody is clear on that. And you know, there is no. Is there any IGW in this picture? There is no IGW. There is no internet connection in this picture. Correct?
Right.
So what you need to do is, you have to create a gateway or something called as VPG, which is called as virtual private gateway. You need to create a virtual private gateway in your VPC. Now the most important thing is, just like IGW, you can only create one VPG per VPC. That is like your gateway for your VPC, one virtual private gateway. Then for the customer side, for your side, you need to create something called as CGW, which is called as customer gateway. You create a customer gateway here. This is your data center, and then you establish a connection between that. So when we talk about VPN connection, there are two major things that come into picture. One is called as the VPG, which is the virtual private gateway, and then the other one is called as customer gateway. Customer gateway is your customer's network. So this is your VPN and your company's data center. In your side, you need to configure your router here, and then you create a customer gateway. We will see that how to do that in a simple way. And then in this one, you can specify, you know, which subnet you can access and things like that. Okay. Don't worry, we'll be going more into that. So this is a single VPN connection, just a VPC with just one single connection. Multiple VPN connections. So this is also possible. Let's say your company is having, you know, multiple data centers, Los Angeles, Chicago, New York, Miami. They have different options. You can create VPN connection from all these offices to your VPC. Still, you see there is only one virtual private gateway, and then you have a multiple customer gateways for each of your offices. Okay. So that is how you basically create this. So let us just go and do this much stuff, and then we will talk more on that. So it is very simple. Okay, there is nothing much here. This is, I know Kashif was waiting for this to happen. Once you understand the concept of creating VPN is pretty simple, but unfortunately the problem is I don't have a VPN router. I tried to do that with my Verizon Fios router. I couldn't do it. Actually, I did this, demonstrated this completely in two of my classes, where I had a guy called Kumar, and Kumar was in Chicago. He was a networking expert, and he had a Sonicwall router, and we actually established a VPN connection between his house and my VPC. And that is why I asked you guys, anybody has a VPN router, you know, Sonicwall router or Cisco router or anything, we could do that today. So this is the thing. So what we're going to do is, let us go to our Amazon site here. So there are a couple of things you need to understand how to create the thing. So the first thing you need to do is you create a customer gateway. Okay, and remember that picture, customer gateway. So you can have multiple customer gateways, but you can only have one VPG. So the first thing you need to create is, you need to create a customer gateway. So let's call it as, a name to specify route table interface. So I'm going to create a customer gateway. That means, let us take an example of Davinder's office. You know, Davinder has an office in New York, and they have some servers and all, and they established a new VPC in Amazon, and Davinder wanted to establish a VPN connection. Okay. So Davinder's office, he has a Cisco router. Let's take the Cisco VPN router. That VPN router, he has to create a public IP address, right? Then only you can do that. He should have a public router. So the Windows office, so I will just call it as, you know, New York office, okay? I'm just giving it the name. There is, you know, dynamic and static. Static is more than enough for most of the time. Dynamic is certain routers support that. So now the Windows office, he has a VPN router, and that VPN router has an interface that is connecting to the internet, and that is a public IP address. That has to be a public IP address. In your house, in your case, when you're doing that, will be your internet IP address, your public IP address. So I'm just going to put an IP address like, you know, just like 15.88.82.99. I'm just putting some IP address. This is the IP address of the Windows VPN router. Everybody is clear on this so far? So we are creating a customer gateway, and then Devinder has to do certain thing. Okay, I am the VM Amazon guy. I am creating. So I asked Devinder, hey Devinder, which office you want to establish VPN? So Devinder said, okay, let us do first New York office. So I came here. I'm creating a customer gateway. The customer is actually Devinder's office. And I asked him, okay, do you have a VPN router? He said, yes, I have a VPN router. I have a Sonicwall router, or I have a Cisco router, or a Juniper router, and this is the IP address of that router. And then you create a customer gateway. So Muthu is saying, picture is showing the customer gateway is outside of the VPC. Yes, we just created an entry for this office. So this is the actual. So where is this IP address sitting? Is this IP address in Amazon, or this IP address is in customer's office? So this is a software technique we are going to talk. So this is what we need to do. So this is actually we are creating here, but this is actually the IP address. The destination is his office. So that is why that office is. Okay. So we created a customer gateway. This is the first thing you need to do. Second thing you need to do is you can create multiple customer gateway. If the vendor is having another office, you can do that also. You can create another customer gateway. Next thing we need to do is you have to create a virtual private gateway. So right now our VPC do not have a virtual private gateway. So we have to go and create a virtual private gateway. That is the next picture here. We're talking about this one. So we created the customer gateway. Now this is the question that Muthu asked. Hey, this picture is showing outside of the VPC. It is actually the customer gateway. We created that in the console. It is not inside the VPC. We didn't create inside the VPC. We created in the console, but that is having the IP address of the customer. That is why it is customer gateway. Now we're going to create the virtual private gateway. Okay. So let's go and create a virtual private gateway. So let's call it as, you know, class 10 VPC dash VGW or VPG. We can create a VPG, you can say, and you create that. You can see that it says it is detached, correct? It is detached. It is not attached to any VPC. You just created. So you just enabled a VPN router. You need VPN at both ends. So we basically created a VPN router or a VPN gateway at the Amazon side. We just provisioned that. It has an ID and all. Now we need to attach it to your VPC. So you can attach it to our VPC. So you can select class 10 VPC and attach it. It is the same way we did IGW, isn't it, guys? So you can detach it, you can attach it. Cool. So now we have both ends, and now we're going to come and create a VPN connection. So now we have the customer gateway and the virtual private gateway, we have created both ends, and now we need to create a VPN connection. So you come here and say, you can do all these things without anything, okay? You come and create a VPN connection. So here I'm going to say class 10 VPC dash New York office. I'm just putting it. So this is a VPN connection between class 10 VPC and New York office. That is what it is. And I'm selecting my VPC, VPG here. Customer gateway, I'm selecting the customer gateway. So that is the New York office. We created these two things. Everybody is okay up to this point?
Yes.
Okay. So, if you need to definitely, you have to have some, network expert, or if you have a networking, Devinder is a networking guy, so, if anybody else knows, so, you can have a dynamic or static, I would go always with the defaults, but you can have a static in certain cases. You need to do some prefix and all, I don't know, but in my office also we are using dynamic. I don't know what is that static means. I think you have to do certain thing, but you can go with this dynamic here. So this is it pretty much, and you create a VPN gateway. So VPN connection. So we are creating a VPN connection. But is it going to be establishing a connection? No, we still have to do some more work. Okay, so let this create. It is creating the tunnel now, but the tunnel is going to get failed now because there is no end connection. So it is going to take some time. It is creating a tunnel. You can see that it is creating two tunnels. That is automatically, IPsec connection. It is down and it is trying to see. So we have to still do certain stuff. So this much all you have to do first, and let it create. It is creating. It is actually now is when it is creating all the connections. Okay, it is provisioning that VPN tunnel. It is trying to talk to this IP address. You know where it is trying to talk? From the VPG. From the VPG, it is trying to talk to the CGW. So VPGs are actually called as VGW. Okay, it is not called as VPG. It is called as VGW. Okay, virtual gateway. It is called as, actually they call it as VGW, not VPG. Okay, and customer gateway is called as CGW. And then the VPN connection.
So, you said, remember, we can find some kind of customer gateway or something. I don't have to pay anything. Any software-based gateway or something. I mean, to connect from my home.
Yeah, if I'm connecting from your home, I'll show you that. What you can try it out. I'll show you what to do. I tried to do it, but I couldn't make it work actually. But I will show you. There is a way to do it. But my setup is a little different. That is why. Otherwise, I could have done it. But I have to do a complete thing, and now I'm actually in the process of shifting my house. So there is. I don't want to spend all the time to do that. That is the main reason. Hopefully, in my next class, I will probably have it. So the VPN is created, the VPN ID is getting created. So it is going to time out after some time. It is actually trying to establish a IPsec connection here. You can see that it is to the VPC and things like that. This is going to fail now in a minute. So any questions to anybody up to here? So we first create a customer gateway. Then so let's say, if let it do that. Let's say, Davinder also has an office in Atlanta, or let's say in San Francisco, they have another office. And that office also need to connect to the same VPC. So he can create another customer gateway. He will call it as, San Francisco dash office. And then he will put the San Francisco office also should have a Cisco or a Juniper router which has an IP address of 66.77.88.99. Okay, and he create another customer gateway. So now he created two customer gateways. It belongs to the same company but two different data centers. And now he can come to the VPG, and he can actually create another. We cannot create another VPG. He has to come to the VPN connection, and he can create another VPN connection to the thing. So now you can see that the VPN connection is available. It is established. So if you want to create another one for the San Francisco office, it is simple as that, class 10 dash F sub 4 office. This is another VPN connection. You select the VPG same, and this time you select the San Francisco office, and you can create another tunnel. So now it is going to create another tunnel. Okay, it is going to do the same thing. Let's not worry about the second one. Let us just take a look at the first VPN connection that we created here. So this is the first VPN connection that we created. The connection is established. So you can see the summary here. There are certain informations are here. The virtual private gateway. There is nothing here, and there it will create two tunnels, but we can see that both the tunnels are down. So what is this IP address? Can anybody tell me? What is this IP address and this IP address? That is the public IP address of the tunnel. So you just forget about all these things for a minute. I have an office here in New York, and I have an office in Chicago. I have another office in Chicago. I want to have a VPN connection between these two offices. This is something normally everybody do, right? You can create a VPN connection between two offices, isn't it? In order to do that, what is the networking guy do? There will be a Cisco or a Juniper router here. There will be a router here. It will have a public IP here. This will also have a public IP here. And then they create the tunnel, correct? Same way, I have a VPC here. The VPC has a VGW here, virtual private gateway here. And when you establish a VPN between your office and the VGW, let's say this is a VPN connection you are establishing, and this is the customer gateway. So the customer gateway will have your IP address. So I'm just putting it as CGW. And then in the VGW, you establish a connection. It creates two tunnels, right? You saw that. The two tunnels are nothing but two public IP address that is coming from this VGW. These are two public IP addresses which Amazon will give you for establishing that connection. So the two tunnels are for redundancy and things like that. So this will have a public IP address, this will have a IP addresses, and then the tunnel will be established. Okay, and that is exactly what you are seeing here in this picture. These two tunnels have public IP address. So basically, the first tunnel is between this IP address and this IP address. The second tunnel is between this IP address and this IP address. Are you guys following me? So this is all you need to do from a Amazon perspective. Not only done, the tunnel is still down. So the vendor is still sitting there in his office. He says that, okay, what is happening? I cannot still connect. Okay. Now you have to go here to the first VPN connection. There is something called as download configuration. This is very important. You have to go and download this thing. So typically all your vendors are there. Checkpoint firewalls, routers are there. Cisco is there. Dell is there. F5 is there. Fortinet. These are all the different Sophos, Wired, Yamaha, all Palo Alto, Juniper. Most of the world famous VPN concentrators are listed here. If that is the thing, you need to select your thing, and then you can select your password or whatever is the operating system version. I think Barracuda and all may have different versions sometimes. Okay, no. Let me see. Checkpoint may have different versions sometimes. No, some systems will have multiple things I've seen. Okay, see here, Juniper has different type of things, and they may have different operating systems. Now, I'm not going to do any particular router here. Now let's say you have a Linksys router. Is Linksys here? And most of us will have Linksys stuff at your home, right? Is Linksys
Right.
showing here? Linksys is not showing it. So what will I do? Can I create a VPN with Linksys? Yes. If your product is not listed here, you can select this generic one. What I'm hearing from a lot of people, in fact, when I tried, we actually used generic one, it works. So you can actually select the generic one and then you download this file. Okay, so select whichever is your VPN router, you select that product, or you go with the generic one and then download. But if you have a Cisco one, don't go for generic. Okay, if you have a Cisco router, download the Cisco one. If you have a Juniper network router, then you should download Juniper. If it is not listed here, then you can go with generic, download it. It will come as a text file. So this is the file. You know what this file? This is a file. This is a configuration from Amazon Web Service Virtual Private Cloud VPN. This is a configuration file. This file actually has all the information about this VPN connection. If you really look at it, you can see the VGW is mentioned there. You can specifically see the CP, is mentioned there. You can see the public IP addresses. You can see that the IP address is mentioned there. You will see here your tunnel IP address. You can see the customer's IP address. You see the virtual, the customer gateway address. You see that? All this information is there, and then there are other certain things. Everything is there. Don't make any changes to this file. I will be sending this file to whom? To Davinder. Now Davinder will do is, he will go to his VPN router, the real VPN router, and he can import this configuration. That is the time the real connection get established. Are you guys following me? Once he download this configuration file and put it in his Cisco VPN router or Juniper router, he has to do certain work. Okay, that is the time you do that. I think probably I will be able to show you something. Set up VPN to AWS using Sonicwall. Let me see. Maybe we'll have some images here to show you that. It's also in a Dell switch actually. There's a lot of picture here. Yeah, I think this is a, see here, this is actually a Sonicwall VPN router. It's upload file. Yes, you have to actually upload that file in the thing. So you basically have to go here, see this thing in the VPN setting. This will be all in the Sonicwall router, okay, whatever router. And then here you have to actually, there is an option to upload that file, the configuration file that I send it. Once he do that, and he can establish that connection. I think, once he do that, he create the site-to-site VPN. It is actually, this is all, the site-to-site VPN he can create, and then the connection will be established. You guys following me? So that is what you need to do. See here, this has 2 IP addresses. So here also, you can see that it got a totally different IP address here. Okay, it is not the same IP address. So just imagine Amazon is giving you 2 public IP addresses and all for free. But there is a cost for it for VPN connection. I think VPN pricing, you may want to look at it. But this is how you create the VPN connection. Once you establish it, once your tunnel is good, you will see this saying that the tunnel is up. Now, if the tunnel is up, then you have to come to the static routes here. So here, this is very important. Let us just assume that we have a tunnel, everything is ready. Okay? You're seeing that the tunnels are good. Now, tell me, can Davinder RDP or ping a server in Amazon VPC? He still won't be able to do a connection because the VPN thing, you are not explicitly, you are not telling where to connect, which network to connect. So you should come here and you should say, you know, your subnets, you know, if you want to do, you know, anybody remember what was our subnet? I think it was 10.10.0.0/24, not 24 /16, correct? If you do that, okay, it should be /0, I think. Let's see. No, what is that? Let's see, 10.10.2.0/24. I think that work. No, it's not working. Why is that? I think I'm doing some small mistake here. Now, these are things that I don't go every day, but you need to specify your routes here. Then only you can actually allow the connection. Okay, VPN connection here. You need IP prefix source and state. All right, so let's see whether we can find out from this document. So these are all different combinations they are showing. You know, you can have two customer gateways if you want a completely redundant. There is each VPN connection will give you two tunnels. You can see that one tunnel and another tunnel. But what happens if your router, if this VPN router fails? These things will not fail. They are all software. But if your VPN router, actual VPN router fails, you're done. You cannot connect to any of the servers in Amazon. So there is another way. Option is actually put another customer gateway. You create another thing on the same office, so you have a redundant connection. So here is the thing. You know, the steps here. To set up a VPN connection, you need to complete the following steps. Create a customer gateway. Correct? We did that. Create a virtual private gateway. Enable route propagation through route table. Okay, route propagation through route table. This is what we need to do. This is what I missed. Okay, route propagation through route table. So we need to actually go to our route tables. Sorry, we need to go to our route tables and then we need to specify which route. So just like this is interesting, you all know. So you go to a route table. So I wanted to have a route connection to, let's select our VPC here. So we have a private route table, right? Class 10 private route table 1, class 10 private route table 2. You come to your route table, you come to the routes, and then here you specify the connections here, okay? So you do another route and you specify your subnet that you want to do. So I'm going to say 10.0.2.0/24 and you specify your VGW. Now you see your VPN connection here. You see that VGW here and you establish and you save it. I think this is the problem. 10.0 is a local route. Cannot create more specific route for 2.24. That our route tables are correct. Is this IP address correct? Let's see the subnets here. 1 minute, okay. 10. Okay, it's public subnet 2. 10.0.2.24 and public subnet 2. Okay. No. We are doing it in private subnet, correct? All right. Private subnet is, which are the private subnets? This one. Okay, 4, 10.0.4.24. I think it should work. Let's see. So class 10 private route table 1, edit, add another route. Let's see whether this will work. I don't know if it will work or not. Why is that?
I think they're saying you already have a big route like 10.0.0. That's why you cannot put 10.4.
I am not sure on that. Hold on one second. I think this should work. I think some mistake I'm doing there. Okay, let's see here. Enable route propagation in your route table. Let's see how to do that. To enable route propagation, in the navigation pane, choose the route tables and then select the route table that is associated with the subnet. And that is what we did. By default is the main route. On the route propagation tab, okay. Edit, choose edit, select the virtual, okay. Okay, that's the thing. We have to go to the route propagation here. Here is where we need to do. So here it is there, and you have to say propagate. So you can see that, the route propagation, you're allowing that to that particular thing. I think we need to do that. Okay, you're enabling that VGW to that particular route table. Otherwise, it won't allow the traffic, VPN route traffic come to that traffic. So you do that. I think then you need to do the same thing, I think. Okay, edit save. For a static routing, if you do not have route proper, you must manually enter the static routes used by VPN. And to do this, select your route table, and then on the route table, okay, add static route used by VPN connection to the destination field. Okay, fine. So this is how it is. Okay, I'll tell you what it was, what I was doing mistake. If you want the route propagation to the entire subnet, whatever subnet this route table is having, you need to do that. But if you want a particular VM, to have VPN connection, you want only to a particular thing, then you can come here and actually do that. See, now when we did that, it actually came this option. See, when I do the route propagation, the route came. But if you want a particular server to come, say you have a particular server, you only want VPN connection to that instance. I'll explain this in a minute, okay? So let's say that IP address is 33, then you say /32, you can do that also. I think in that case you don't need to do route propagation. I don't think you need to do that. Let's see, I'll uncheck that, okay? What is it saying here? It was the same thing they were showing here. For a static routing, if you do not enable route propagation, you must manually enter the static routes used by VPN connection. Add the static route used by your VPN router. Yeah. So I think we have to have a right route. There is this no picture is not there. I think this IP address is not there. Let me just do this one more time. I'm sure you can specify a particular machine if you want. That is what I'm trying to see. If I have a machine called 10 dot, do we have any machine in private route table 1 which is actually?
I think we have an under 5, like the SQL Server.
Yeah.
10.0.5 subnet.
No, but we only have these two subnets here. So let's see here. This one will have a 10.5. Okay. So let's do this here. I'm just trying to see whether, SQL Server. I'm just curious. I don't know what is the IP address of SQL Server. Let's see. SQL Server's IP address is this one, correct? I just want a VPN connection just to that. I'm just trying it. Let's see whether we can do that. So we'll go to our VPC, go to the route tables. We'll go to this route table, route, edit, add route, and I'll put /32, and I'm putting the VGW. I'm not sure this will accept or not. No.
So do you have to create a new route table maybe?
No, you don't need to. That's not correct. This is not correct. So I think we need to do this route propagation. Let's do this route propagation first and save it. Okay, I think we need to do the route propagation first. So that means we are allowing the VPN connection to come here. And now we'll go to the route table here. Okay. And then we'll come here and edit it. I think this is how we need to do. And then I'm going to add this, and then I'm going to do this /32. And then I will specify VGW here and save it. Let's see whether, no, it's still not allowing me to do that. I think once you do the route propagation, we did see that it came up here, right? It is not showing here. What is going on?
Let's call Amazon.
Now here we need to find out what is this, guys. Hold on one second here. So basically, if you want the whole thing, so enable route propagation to your route table. To enable instances, to read this. Okay, we have done this. I'm just trying to do this in a little bit more to a particular host. To enable instances in your VPC to reach your customer gateway, you must configure your route table to include the routes used by your VPN connection and point them to your virtual private gateway. You need to include the routes used by your VPN connection and point them to your virtual private gateway. Okay. You can enable route propagation for your route table to automatically propagate those routes to the table for you. Okay, so you don't need to do anything. They are saying you don't have to do that. You can enable route propagation for your route table to automatically propagate those routes to the route table for you. For static routing, the static IP prefix that you specify with a VPN configuration are propagated to the route table when the status of the VPN. That is the problem. That is why we are not able to do it. For static routing, the static IP prefix that you specify for your VPN configuration are propagated to the route table when the status of the VPN is up. Similarly, for dynamic routing, the BGP advertised route for your customer gateway are propagated to the route table when the status of the VPN. So VPN connection has to be up in order to really do that. You getting what I'm saying? But that is why we are not able to do that. But you don't need to do this. You can, to enable connection, you can actually, you understand what he's saying here? The VPN connection has to be up for putting that value. That is why it is not coming up. So you can specify the subnets there. But to enable route propagation, you just basically on the route propagation tab in the details pane, choose the edit and select the virtual private gateway. So that is all you need to do. You go here and enable the route propagation. When you do that route propagation, it should automatically show up here. You don't need to do that here. See here, it should automatically. See, now it has come up. I don't know why it is coming up, but right now it is showing. So it will come up like that, but it is because of that propagation. It is coming up. But you can specify specific things, but when your VPN connection is up. Okay. So I don't have a connection, guys, so I cannot actually show you that. But you understand what I'm trying to tell you here, right? If once this is come up like this, that means from your office you can connect to Amazon, as well as from Amazon you can connect here. So now with this, if you look at it, only this VMs in this subnet can talk to your office. You cannot do that for any other subnet because this is the only subnet that is allowed now. Now, what I was trying to show you was not only that subnet, you can in fact specify a particular in machine itself, launch an instance in your subnet. So basically that's it. Once you do that, so let's go back to our step. So once you update your security group, you need to do the security group definitely for your machines. Then you create a VPN connection and configure the customer gateway. You create the VPN connection, and that is what we did. You create the VPN connection by downloading, launch the instance to your subnet. Basically, this represents your VPC with one or more subnets. Let me see what is that. Okay, they're talking about static VPN connection routing. Let's see what is that. No.
I think 32.
No, that is, yeah.
I think you use the dynamic route, that's why I won't let you put the static route. But, you know, like in the beginning.
Yeah. But unfortunately we cannot test this now, but this is how you configure it, but you may want to test it out, okay? But I don't think we need to do anything here in the static route. I don't think we do anything on this VPN actually. You need to actually do it on your route tables to allow the traffic to come, and because that is what this step is saying. If you look here, you can see that the steps that they are talking actually talks only about that. To set up a VPN connection, you create the customer gateway, you create the virtual private gateway, and then enable route propagation on a route table. And we did that. You just enable the route propagation on the route table, then the connection. But if you want, I was just trying to show you a little more granular. If you want to do a particular subnet, because in my configurations, we have only certain subnets are allowed for VPN connection, and that is because of some security issues. Because I'll tell you what that is. So we have our network like this. Just imagine this is our VPC, and we have actually 3 availability zones, and these are our public subnets. This is where our web servers are all sitting, and these are public subnets, and these public subnets are connected to IGW. So machines can connect, they can go outside, and then we have a private subnets, multiple private subnets we have. So here I have a VM in this private subnet. I have a VM or multiple instances in this private subnet. From my VPN connection, I need to connect only to, this is my corporate office. From my VPN connection, I want only to connect to this subnet and this subnet. I don't want to connect to these subnets. You getting what I'm saying? So we enable the route propagation to these route tables that are attached to it. Once you do that, then you will be able to VPN to these machines. Can I VPN to these machines? Yes, as long as the same route table, then it is a different story. If you have a separate route table, you cannot VPN to these machines. But what I was trying to show you was, now in this case, let's say I have a machine here. Let's say this is A, this is B. I have another machine here, C, and here also I have a machine called X and Y. Let's say if I have route propagation enabled for these route tables, can I RDP to all these machines here? So I also have servers here in my office. So you can do an RDP from here to here, or you can do from here to there. It is both way connections. But again, it depends on your firewall. In my company and all, we have a firewall here. We are restricting the traffic. Okay. Also, even if somebody is going to connect, on the security group, you need to tell which machines can connect. If you want your company's network to connect, you need to specify that IP subnet here, otherwise it won't connect. You need to have security groups definitely. But my question here is, in this setup, can I RDP to these computers? Let's say this is H, I, J, K. Can I RDP to H, I, J or K? If I have route propagation, you cannot, because you have not configured the route propagation here, right? Now, what I was trying to tell you was, I don't want VPN to any of these things, but I have a machine here in this subnet. Let's say this is called as a server called ABC. Can I only RDP to that machine? Then That is what I was trying to show you. It was not happening. So in the route table, I have to go and specify the exact route. I will give the IP address of this machine and say, you know, this is the machine that can do VGW. So this is the only machine that will happen. But for that, I think the tunnel needs to be up. I don't know why.
One question. So let's say we RDP to machine A or B and C, right? So can we RDP from A to H and I?
Yeah, absolutely, because they
Okay,
all
we
have
can do that,
private
right?
IP,
Okay.
because these are internal private networks, right? So once you get in
Right.
here, then you can go to anywhere.
Okay.
I mean, provided your route table has that 10.0.0.0/0 is there, local route. If you remove the local route, it's not going to work. That internal
Right.
routing is all happening because of that route, the local route. Okay? I hope you guys got some idea about VPN. So this is what is VPN. So basically, you know, you establish the VPN and you can try it out. Unless otherwise you don't have it, you won't be able to do it. Okay?
Quick question, Cherry. So, on the route table, in the destination, we list out the IP address, right?
Which destination you're talking about? The customer side?
Yeah, in the route table, so we put the routes. Under the destination column, we put the specific IP address, right? That should be the destination machine IP address, right? Not the source machine IP address.
You are right. Maybe that's why we are seeing that problem. Because we are doing it from here to there, correct? From the VPC to there. So you are saying, yeah, you may be right. Okay, let's see that. I think that is correct. So route table, you go here and you do the routes here. If you want to connect to your destination, that means Davinder's office IP address. So let's say Davinder's office IP address is, you know, 12.3.5.6/24. I think this will work. No, it is not giving you one. Okay. So if this is the thing, so this is what, guys, you know, I think, you know, let me save this. I think it works. Yep. So this is what it is. So Muthu, thanks for that. That you actually clarified it. So basically what I'm telling is, whoever is having this route table, that means the subnet attached, these subnets can now talk to your company, your office. You getting what I'm saying? This is where you're allowing that traffic. So we were trying to do the same subnet here. So the destination subnet, that is correct. This is, I didn't notice that. This is the thing. The destination is what you need to tell. Where do you want to go? So you actually, from this subnet, you want to go to this, your company's network, correct? Guys, you got it?
Yes.
All right. Davinder, you understand that mistake, right? You know, I was doing a mistake. So that is actually, we should put the destination. Thanks for clarifying that, Muthu. So you're right. So because from this subnet, you want to connect to, so here it is. If I'm drawing that picture, this is your VPC. And let's say you have a subnet here, this subnet. Okay, let's say this subnet is 10.0.2.0/24. And I have some instances here. And this is my office. In this office, I have different subnets. So from here, I want to connect to this subnet. Okay, this subnet, and this subnet is probably 172.85.3.0/24. So I'm telling here, okay, if any of these computer wants to talk to this network, if you are looking to talk to 172 thing, what is this computer do? This computer will first look at the route table here, correct? it will talk to the route table and say, hey, you know what, I want to go to here, where should I go? I want to go to 172.85. So when you go here in the route table, there is a path, okay, 172.85.3.x is where you want to connect. Oh, okay, I have a route. Where should this, the route says, where should you go? You should go to VGW. So that is why the traffic will go through the VGW. Make sense? The same way, this is the mistake I did. The same way, here you have to specify in your router, in your office router, the vendor has to specify who all in this company, who all in this company, or what all networks in this network can talk to what all networks here. So he also will have a destination route. He need to specify which subnets can go out. This, if there is a computer here or a network here, which all subnets you can talk here. He needs to do that here. Both sides you should do it. In this thing, you have to do it on the router. Here you need to do it on that route table. Okay? I think that made it clear, right? That was the doubt. So I think it is clear, right? I think that's the way we need to do. We were doing it in a complete other way around. That was the problem. Everybody clear? All right. So I think we'll move on. I just wanted to try. So this is all about VPN. Okay, there is nothing more here. I just wanted to go and delete my VPN here because it will cost me money. I'll probably quickly talk about those things. I wanted to delete VPC detached, and then once you detach it, then only you can delete the VPG.
The price is based on the traffic, how much traffic you pass
Yeah,
through.
I'm just going to try that. I just will tell you now, 1 minute. You can find out quickly here. AWS VPN pricing. Okay. VPN connection pricing is 0.05 per VPN connection. That is the pricing. So VPN connection, if you choose to create a hardware VPN, so it is actually $0.05 per VPN connection per hour. For every hour they charge you 5 cents. It can change depending, you can see that there's a different pricing for Tokyo region. All right, so let's do one thing. I just wanted to try this and we'll see, and then we'll finish it off. So I just wanted to talk about Workspace. Just a question here, general question. Did anybody try to understand what is Workspace, or do you know anything about Workspace? Can anybody talk a little bit about, I mean, you've been learning Amazon. I know some of you guys are already watching different videos and things like that. You're attending other training courses and all. Can anybody talk a little about Workspace? Anybody?
I didn't get a chance to look at it.
Okay. Guys, they're all sitting here, at least can you type a yes or no at least? If you don't type, you're sleeping. Just,
Workspace is like you have your remote machine, like a remote desktop. There you do all the work and keep it, right? That's what I'm thinking is workspaces.
okay. Yeah, Abhishek, let me ask you a question. Are you the one who got a job today? You the one who sent me an email?
No.
All right, no worry. Okay, there is another Abhishek who took my class and also he took the Linux class from Sharath. He got a, so Karthik and all, you guys need to listen to this, okay? He went for a job fair. He's an OPT guy. He went for a job fair and all he said was they were asking all these Amazon cloud general concepts. He just mentioned, he said most of the things were general concept, and then they also asked about some little bit of DevOps general things, and he got a full-time job offered by a pretty good company. So he sent me a very thank you mail and all. So I thought it was Abhishek you. So that's another Abhishek. So you may guys, for OPT guys, you guys should probably try to uh, look for the job fairs and all. Okay, simply don't waste time. You may want to go because there is a lot of companies are now hiring. They wanted young guys to do their cloud related work. All right, so Workspace is
The remote desktop, right? Like your
virtual,
remote.
yes, virtual desktops. And believe me, this is all happening. A lot of things are happening in the industry now. In fact, today Microsoft was there in our office. Lot of things are going as services. For example, Oracle, PeopleSoft and all is gone. There is no more PeopleSoft servers and all. PeopleSoft is now, Oracle is providing it as a service, or you can use Workday. Salesforce is there. Our timesheet, many softwares are now becoming service, and also desktops are now going. So you can create desktop. For example, if I am a sales guy for VMware, or if I am a sales guy for Johnson and Johnson, I wanted to go to different part of the world. I cannot carry all the time a laptop or a desktop with me, which has all my training applications and stuff like that. Or, yeah, go ahead.
Is this a VDI we're talking about? VDI?
It's correct. It is a VDI solution in the cloud.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So Workspace is actually a VDI, virtual desktop infrastructure in cloud. So you can spin up a lot of Windows 7 or Windows 7 or Windows 10 VMs in Amazon, and then your end users can connect and use it. So today Microsoft was there, and they have the same virtual desktop infrastructure with Windows 10, and then the home directory is where you save all the files. It will go to OneDrive. Microsoft owns OneDrive, you know that, right? So your VMs or your computers are attached to, so when you click and save as, it is actually going to OneDrive. And Microsoft said OneDrive is free. As a business, as an enterprise customer, OneDrive is free for us. You don't have to pay any money. When we were looking at that, in our environment, I think we are probably using around 2 to 3 petabyte of storage for home directories for every user. You know that when you're working in a company, you have an home directory. That is where you store all your My Documents and stuff. Every user in the company has a directory. I think my home directory is almost around 30 or 50 gigs. I have my softwares, I have my documentations, I have my personal things, many things. Whatever I get, I store it in my Z drive, which is nothing but my home directory. Microsoft is saying, you come to Amazon, you start using Workspace or similar technique there, and you don't have to worry about the storage. We will give you that storage free, which is nothing but OneDrive. Similarly, Amazon has this Workspace. Let us go and explore this Workspace. I think I tried this once. So Workspace is nothing but here. Let's go and just quickly read here. Amazon Workspace is a fully managed desktop computing service in the cloud. Workspace allows customers to launch cloud-based desktops that allow end users to access documents, applications, and resources they need to do with the device of choice, laptop. So if you have an iPad or laptop or anything, you are basically from there you are connecting, you're RDPing, or you're connecting to a workstation in Amazon. And this is exactly what many of the marketing guys nowadays do. So they don't have to worry about wherever they are, which part of the world they are. As long as they have an iPad or something, they can just connect to that server and do their job. Johnson & Johnson, where my two of my people are working there, they said everybody in that company, especially in the IT department, none of them have desktops. None of them have any desktops. You can bring your laptop or your iPad or anything, and you can use that to connect to Workspace VMs. So in order to Amazon Workspace use a network directories to store its workspace information, the directory can be either be a directory in the cloud or connected to your on-premise directory. So it needs a directory service, it needs Active Directory or something like that. So let's go and try to explore this, what it is, okay? All right, so we go here and BYOD. No, it's not BYOD, Coyote. BYOD is like bring your own device and things like that. Bring your own device is more in the case of a phone. Your company, instead of giving a BlackBerry or iPhone, they will ask you to bring a BlackBerry or iPhone, and then they will pay you some money for it, but you can use that to get your company's emails there. Or just like you say, you bring your own computer and use that computer as a work computer. But this is not that. Again, you bring your thing, but we will provide you computers. For company build, your company needs a server or a workstation, a Windows 7 or a Windows 10 machine. That machine should be built with company standard and all, but there is no desktops in your company. So just imagine that what we're going to do here is we're going to build a desktop in Amazon. Okay, so this is how it is done. I have done this one time. So you need to create a directory service. So you can have, corp.dascase.com. I just created a directory, or you can create a new directory. We'll talk about that quickly. I will show you. Create a new directory. So directory is an Active Directory. And how many of you have at least some idea about Active Directory? Just say yes or no, please, quickly. Microsoft Active Directory. Okay, I see 3 of them. What about others? Microsoft Active Directory, how many of you know? Okay. Only 3 people responded. Abhishek and all, you guys just say attach. Okay, Ashwini Kumar, don't know. Okay. Coyote, no. Karthik Prasad, no. Okay. So what is Active Directory? Active Directory is a Microsoft networking technique. That is where you control your entire company's user accounts and all. So, I have an Active Directory here on this server. This is called as a domain controller, in my company. So, if you go here and so if you have a Windows server, I have a domain called Active Directory, abc.com. In the abc.com is where I can see these are all my computers in my lab here. These are all my different servers and cluster nodes and things like that. When I used to teach Windows, I had all these servers. Then we have desktops and laptops, and you can see all that things here. You can create your users here. These are all your users and groups. So if you are going to a company, so you can actually create a new user here. I can create a new user. This is how you create a user in Amazon, Active Directory. So let's say I'm going to create a user called Jacob. I'll create Jacob, and then I'll create, Jacob's I would say, Jacob Joseph. So I will say JJ 3245. That is JJ's Jacob's user ID. Some companies use name. Most of the companies use some kind of a naming standard at abc.com and give him a password. Welcome to. And then normally we say user must change password. So next time when Jacob logs in, it will ask you to change the password because, I don't want to know this password. Jacob's password, Jacob should know. So normally we give this option and click next. So you can create like this and finish. So now Jacob is a user. So now Jacob is going to connect to a computer. So we created an Active Directory account for Jacob. You come here in the network. So you come here. Jacob is coming here. So Jacob will say the domain. What is the domain name? abc/jj2234 and then the password. That is how you log in. Are you guys following me? So this is an Active Directory. Now Active Directory is not this. This is where, it's a centralized database for managing the users, computers, applications, groups, printers. Entire company is managed using Active Directory. In Microsoft world, that is how it is. So Amazon provides a directory service. It is very similar to Microsoft Active Directory. It is actually, they're calling it as Microsoft AD. This is built on Microsoft Active Directory in Windows Server 2012 R2. There is also something called as a simple AD. This is based on a Samba implementation where you can create up to 5,000 users. If your company is small, you can actually go with simple AD. The cost will be very less. You get a subset of the Microsoft Active Directory capabilities when you do simple AD. I would normally say you may want to use a Microsoft AD implementation. It is the exact same Active Directory what Microsoft is offering. Okay, so Amazon is giving Active Directory as a service to you. If you want certain services like RDS, Relational Database Services, if you want to integrate with Active Directory, you need to have this. If you want Workspace or Workmail, you need to have an Active Directory.
I see you also have option to bring your own, like extend your
There is actually AD connector. You can actually do that. AD connector is a gateway. It is actually called a DIRSync. So basically AD connector is a gateway that sends your existing on Active Directory with your AWS services. In that case, all your company's Active Directory information will be replicated to Amazon using an extended AD. This is not a recommended thing, but you can still create an AD connector and do it. But if you want to use some Amazon specific services like Workspace or RDS and all, you need to have either one of these. So we are going to create an AD, so you can specify your AD domain and all those things. You can specify your VPNs and stuff like that. You can give your company name. Let's say, class 10 class10.com class 10 administrator, default administrator is admin. I'm going to give a password as welcome to. Okay, that's enough. I'm specifying what VPC we want to integrate that with. Anybody remember what was our VPC ID? I think this is the one, right? Okay. You want to specify some subnets. I don't know what subnets you want to do. Okay, I'm just putting a couple of subnets here. You could do that. Two different subnets. Okay. That's it. Basically, you just do this, you remember, in your company, if you want to create an Active Directory, it is a 2 days job. You need to set up everything. You need to do a DC promo. You need to promote the DC. You need to create multiple domain controllers. You need to create sites and services. You need to do a whole lot of things, isn't it? But here, you just click a couple of buttons and you are actually creating an Active Directory environment for your company. Here it is. Class 10 status requested. So I think it will come up. So basically you need to do that in actions. I think it will status. I think they are trying to create that now. It will take some time. Okay.
So it will be replicated with your Active
No,
Directory?
no. This is a completely different Active Directory. It is not going to do anything.
Like a brand new company or something.
Yes, it is a brand new company thing. So you can actually go here. You can see all the details here. And then you can actually use Microsoft Active Directory tools like Active Directory sites and services, Active Directory users and computers to connect to these directory. And then you can do creating users and things like that. Okay? All right.
So,
yeah.
So what often do you choose if you already have a company like, everybody working? So you want to have just one of the domain controller here?
No, there are different designs. There are different designs, quickly. So now that you are getting into it, Kashif, before I forgot, let me show you that. So you can actually, AWS Directory Service Deep Dive, this one. So this is the best thing to see, this video. I will probably send you the link. This is an awesome video. I have watched best practice for integrating Active Directory with AWS workload.
Okay, thanks.
This guy is really good. This video shows different options. You can see here, hold on. So here he is talking about this is your company's Active Directory, and you can use you can install a domain controller here, you can install a domain controller here. These two domain controllers are part of your company's Active Directory. This is one way you can design. In this case, all your instances, your servers, they are all part of your company's Active Directory. This works great, but you cannot use Workspace or anything. Now, another option is actually you can create a where is that? I'll show you this picture. Okay, here it is. In this picture, you see here AWS Managed Services. You can see a DC here. You see here DC domain controller here. You see a domain controller here. This domain controller is part of the DC directory service that you're doing. So you can do it like that. And then you can configure. So watch this video. This video is really, really good, I would say. This video is talking about you can create a trust relationship. So this was your question, Kashif. If you know what is trust relation, you have to create a forest level trust. You have to create a trust relation. So if your company is having Active Directory and you have a Microsoft AD in Amazon, you can create a trust relationship between the two domains so that your users in your company can authenticate in the VPC Active Directory. Okay, so there are different options. There are different scenarios you can do that. It will come up. So here is the thing. I am not going to use this class 10. It is still in the process of creating that Active Directory. In the backend, they create a lot of things. This takes a little time, but I'm not going to wait for that. I'm going to use this corp.dascase.com Active Directory to create our workspace. Okay. So here you can see that I don't have any workspace. So launch workspace here. So this is the Active Directory. I'm going to use it. And then we need to say, you select that, and then you come here. Workspace is connecting to my Active Directory. can take up to 5 minutes. So it is simple. Okay, you see this, it's very interesting. So I'm going to create a user called Jacob. Okay, let's call it as, Jacob's username as Jacob123. His first name is Jacob and last name is Joseph. And his name is Jacob. Can I have your email address? Can you type in here?
Yeah, sure. I'll
No, never mind. So I'm just using cherry@dascase.com. If you want, you can create additional users. Select it. So if you select users from your directory, so we could actually use from corp. If I don't have any users or anything, so I'm not doing, but instead I'm creating a user for that domain. If you already have users, you can search, show all users. I think, so see there are some users already. I created class 9 and things. You can see that my name is already there. You don't need that users, but I'm just creating a new user called Jacob. And then basically that's it. Next step. Okay, I didn't create users. Okay, I had to create that user and then show all users. Where is Jacob? We created Jacob now. Okay, here it is, Jacob. I created Jacob, then you click next. Now comes the thing, select bundle. So these are pre-configured Windows 7 and Windows different type of VMs are already available there. So if you want Windows 7 VMs, 2 CPUs, 4 gig RAM, 50 gig storage, this is what you get. You don't have any other additional options or anything. So I'm going to go with a standard with Windows 7. You can also use, if you want Office, you can see, with Office, I know a lot of people are nowadays struggling with, can I get Office? You need to buy additional bundles and all. This all comes with Office. So I'm not going to do with an Office. I'm just going to use a standard Windows 7. You can have, I think you have different nothing is free. There is nothing free here. Language is only this thing. So assign workspace, standard with Windows. I think there are different options here. Graphic, this is the thing, you can go with different options here, performance with Windows. Standard is normal. You can also see, with Windows 10 and Office 20. So these are all different options available, bundles available. I'm not going to do that. We'll select this. So here it is, running mode, always on, build monthly, instant access to and always running in, or you can say build by the hour. Workspace starts automatically when you log in and stops when you log off. I think this is what you would definitely want to do because you will only pay for what you use. Always on means it will be always up and running. Okay, so this is you can say after 1 hour you can stop it. You want to encrypt your root drives, it will encrypt for you. You can actually do that. I'm going to call it as name Jacob PC. I'm just call it as Jacob PC. Next, that's it. Basically pretty much that is it, and you say launch workspace. So workspace is getting launched right now. You can see that it is going to come up here. The workspace may take up to 20 minutes to become available. Instructions will be sent to the user on how to connect to the workspace. Okay. 10:45. Let's wait. I don't think it will take 20 minutes. It will be pretty fast. I think it takes some time, but once that is done, we can try this on Sunday or something, guys. But once this is done, it will get. I will get an email from Workspace. Let me see. I can show you an email from here. Okay. Here it is. I got an email from Amazon Workspace like this. Not now, this is the old environment. Your administrator has created an Amazon Workspace for you. Follow these steps to begin. So once you do that, complete your profile. So you click on this it will actually automatically take me to the thing, invalid expired. So it looks like that is expired. So once you do that, it will come, and then you can log in. It is saying, your newly created username is this, and it will create, you may download clients for additional devices. So you can also download some clients actually if you have. So this is the virtual desktops have never been easier or faster. So if you have a Mac, you can download that client. If you have a Windows, you can download this client. It will actually run this client for you. I'll show you that. So you can use that. It is a small client that you will install on your computer. So here it is, Amazon Workspace. I already have it here. I'm just installing it here. Let's say, let me see, I can find that for you.
Just like a Citrix, right? Because we use Citrix to connect to our VDI machine.
Correct. It is same thing like this. There will be an Amazon Workspace client here. Let me show you that it is coming up. I just started here. So this is what an Amazon Workspace, and now you have to do JACOB 123 and your password. You do it. You will connect straight to that Amazon computer. You guys following? Try it out. This is interesting. It won't cost you that much money, but for Karthik and you guys, you're learning. You don't need to carry your computer. You can have a Windows 7 computer, and that will be your lifelong. That will be your computer. You don't need to worry about operating system or anything. It can be there. And now the thing is, wherever in the world, as long as you have internet connection from your iPad or whatever, that is what we were looking at here earlier in that email. Whatever you are looking at, here if you go, any of these devices, Mac OS, iPad, Windows, Android, Chromebook, Fire Tablet, Web Access, all these things. So here it is how it works. I know you guys cannot hear that video, but I will just send you this link. Maybe you can watch that to get an idea about it. Okay. All right.
Can you also send the other link? The one we were talking about before about architecture.
Oh, I didn't send you that?
No.
Yeah, the webinar link.
That's okay. No big deal. I will figure out if you don't have it.
You can just do, I think I closed it, but you can just do an architecting in a Microsoft Active Directory in
Sure.
And Google is YouTube. You have to go to YouTube and search. That's it. All right. So let's see here. It's showing. Okay, it is already ready. I think it is creating. I think I should have got an email. Let's see if it works. Then it's well and good. We can try that now itself. It's not ready yet. So it is creating that instance right now. This is the workspace ID. This is the username, and it is creating a standard Windows option. So once you have that, you can reboot the space. You can start it. You can stop it. You can remove it. You have quite some options here. So let's just give a few more minutes, okay, guys? Let's see. I just wanted to show that.
What does the pricing look like for this if you just create one machine for yourself?
I'm not sure. I think they charge you on an hourly basis, they said, right? AWS Workspace pricing. Okay, it's $25. Hourly pricing is $7.25 basic value. So standard, if I use my God, I'm going to spend that much money. $9.75 is the basic money. Monthly, 1 month it is $35. For a standard 2 CPU, 4 GB RAM, 50 gigabyte VM, it will cost you $35 every month. Now there are higher options here, performance based, it will have 100 gigabit users, 7.5 gig memory, 2 CPU, it is $56. So in this case, you have to bring your license. Application bundles also available, plus application by Microsoft Office Professional, Trend Micro, Wi-Fi, Business Security, Ultimate, Internet Explorer 11, Firefox, WinZip, all that things additional 15 per month.
Wow. But if you look at it, still.
And here is the answer for Davinder's question. So Amazon Workspace pricing includes the use of Active Directory service for simple AD and AD connector where available. The use of Active Directory service is not included. The details about it, so the cost of Active Directory is also included in that. A portion of it is also included. And you can bring your own license. Okay, that is what this method. If you bring your own license, the price is less. Let's give it a few minutes, guys. It will come up.
They don't offer Windows 10.
What is that?
It seems like they don't offer Windows 10.
I think they do offer Windows 10. I think, I'm not sure. I think
Yeah, there was an option.
there was an option here, US.
Okay. The average is $30 or so per month.
Amazon Workspace bundle includes Microsoft Windows 7 or Windows 10 desktop experience. So there are different options. Are there? Value is general, standard is this, performance based, and then graphic intensive. So if you are doing any CAD applications or highly graphic intensive application, then you get some high-end CPUs. It comes with 8 CPUs and 15 gigabit of RAM. It has a video memory. You will have a what is it called? GPU based processors, graphic intensive supporting processors will be there. You will have special type of video cards on that servers and things like that. So that is for graphics. And in fact, I heard that you can even do Hollywood and all people are using these type of machines to do 3D and other images and all. That is what I heard in one of the breakout sessions. Somebody was talking about it. So you have different options. You can have persistent storage or storage which will whatever you store will go. I haven't really explored this from a business perspective and from a working usage of a business thing, but we are actively looking into this. Or talks are going on. I haven't got a chance to really explore this. That is why I just came here one day. I tried to spin up a machine. I wanted to make sure that I can connect to it, and I did, and that is it. But I didn't do any more details into it. Okay. So let's go back and see where we are now. There is still pointing. Okay, it will take some time because it has to spin up a new computer. It has to bring into the first couple of boots. It is deploying from an image. It takes, it has to create the user. It has to do certain work. So it takes little time.
So you have to attach some kind of S3 bucket so that users can save their data files.
No. All your files, everything it has 2 drives. You saw that, right? It has a C drive and a D drive, correct?
No, but you don't want to save locally or anything.
Correct. That is locally. If you don't want to do that, then I think you need to use S3. Microsoft is offering OneDrive. I think, I'm sure Amazon will be offering some kind of a interface to S3. You know what I mean? They will have some kind of an S3 connection. I'm not sure. Did you see that somewhere? I think I just saw somewhere about that.
I think these are desktop. They probably don't need access to S3. S3 for maybe for server level.
No, because you want to
Oh.
store files, right? You know, so let's see.
Not only store, but you have to back up, because if user somehow deletes those files, you have to bring them back.
I think they're saying that they store automatically to S3.
That is what I'm saying, man. S3.
Persistent storage.
Let's see. Okay, here it is.
Yeah, that's right here. Persistent storage.
Okay, so what it is saying is two things. Okay. Your computer, your VM, your Windows 7 machine is coming up with persistent storage SSD volumes. Persistent storage means what? What is persistent storage means? Anybody?
S3?
Then your C drive will be just C drive.
No. Come on, guys. You know, there's any VMware guys here? What is a persistent storage? I'm sure I mentioned that in
Oh,
one of my class.
I think you
Persistent
always
storage
get the
is,
same amount.
no. Persistent storage is, if you put something in that storage, let's say a C drive or a D drive, have you heard about something called ephemeral storage? Go back to like 15-20 days back to my first day's classes. Not first days, you know, maybe the third day, fourth classes. Anybody heard about ephemeral storage?
Temporary storage. Once you log off, it will.
It will Come on, Karthik, finish it.
Delete it. I mean,
Correct. Not log off. So ephemeral storage is the storage you get from the ESX server or the Zen server's local drive. They are very high performing storage, but the drawback of that is when you power off the computer, the entire data on that will be wiped off. So a persistent storage is a storage like your computer. When you shut down or power on or reboot or anything, the data remains there. Non-persistent storage means whenever you shut down your computer, the entire data will be deleted. If I have a computer, just imagine, okay, I am using in a call center. I have a call center and I have 3 shifts, morning, evening, and late night. I have one desk in my Delhi office. I have one office where I have one user comes in. Morning, Jacob will come. Jacob will work and Jacob is done and Jacob will shut down the machine and Jacob will go. Whatever he did, everything, he don't save anything. He might have created a file or something. Maybe he downloaded some videos or something from somewhere. He put it on the C drive and he shut down and he go. After that, the next employee comes after 4 o'clock. The next shift guy comes in. He will start the computer. Will there be any videos of what Jacob downloaded? No, because when you shut down, all the data is gone. Now it's a new computer coming up. So that is called persistent and non-persistent. Persistent means it will be saved to your hard disk. Non-persistent means it will not be saved. These workspace computers have persistent storage. That means they are SSD storage in which whatever you put it there, it will remain there. That is your computer, just like your computer, they have persistent storage. Okay, that is the first thing. In addition to being able to store user data on user storage volumes attached, so in addition to that, the free Amazon WorkDocs sync, the client lets WorkDocs is Google Docs, similar to Google Docs. So if you're doing an Excel file in WorkDoc or a Word file in Workday, it will automatically sync between their Workspace, Amazon WorkDocs and other computers. If you have multiple computers, it syncs. That is what they're saying. If you're saving any Word doc or something, it will get synced to multiple computers and all. Apart from that, Amazon is actually backing up they are taking backups. It's basically backups means they are taking snapshots of your C drive and D drive and putting it in Amazon S3 as a backup. That is what they're saying. Automatically backed up to Amazon S3 on a regular basis. Amazon S3 is designed for durability, providing this thing. You understand what I'm saying? So that is what it is. Okay. All right, our machine is available now, so I should have got an email now. Let me see, I got an email or not. It says it's available, so I should get an email now with the username and password and all. Here we go. I got an email. It says Jacob123 is the username. You may download clients and device. So complete your user profile and download Workspace client using, I think let's follow this link itself. Complete the user profile and all. I don't know what it is. Okay. So we have to give a password for it. What was the password? Welcome to. So this is the client. Okay, update user. So I'm just connecting as user. And I have a Windows thing. I don't need to do that, right? Do I need to download this client now? I'm on a Windows server. Do I need to connect?
no, you already have one.
I already have one. So let's go and find out that Workspace desktop. I got it here. Now what do I need to put? Jacob 123 and password is 123. No. No, it is not connecting. So what is the problem?
So
Hold on one
you don't
second.
need to say,
I think I need to say something.
right. I think in that window where you're connecting, you probably need to configure.
Launch your client and enter the following code. I think
Right.
we need to do that. Launch the client and enter the following registration code. Okay, so launch your client. No.
You need to download their client.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so let me try this one more time. Oh, what happened? Okay, good. So invite is no more working. So something went wrong here. Hold on one second. Let's see here. So I think we can invite and we can ask for another invite. I think something went wrong here. Let's see. Invite user. Okay. You log in with your password. Your username is Jacob123. Download Instagram for your favorite client. Jacob123. Launch the client and enter the following code. Why is it doing that?
Maybe when you launch the client, there's the option for setting on top. Launch the client.
I'm not sure, man. So let's see that. So let's go here and launch that client. I'll try this again.
When you fire a first time, then it will ask you for the registration code.
Yeah, I think it will ask for the first time. It will ask for, but in my case, it is asking remove. So let me remove that, whatever I have first. I think it is for each user. You need to do that. Okay, it is saying close it. Ah, there should be an option there. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so I've done that. So reinstall it one more time. It works actually. I did connect it actually. I liked it. That it was performing well. It was fast. Okay, run it. So this is the installation. Just installed for you. Okay.
So then once it's installed, if you want to install your own copy of Office 2013, what do you do?
Yep. It's finished installing. Okay. Where is it? It's starting up. Alright, it is coming here, so that is not the thing. So let's see, here there is an option. Okay, here is the thing. Manage registrants. So where is our registration URL? This is what we need to put. Correct? So let's do that. And let's register that. You have to register it. And now we can put Jacob 123 and the password is welcome22. Okay? And here you go. I'm all good. Everybody see what is happening. Okay? I'm going to connect. I'm going to say remember me. And I'm launching my workspace. Look at what is happening. It's going to come up with a Windows 7 machine. I think this happens only for the first time. Okay, next time onwards it should be fast. So it is coming as a Windows Server 2008 R2 Data Center Edition, even though they say Windows 7. That is how it is. Windows 7 is done with 2008 R2 experience. Windows 10 will be different, but this is how it is. Okay, so we are now logging in. So you're actually logging into the Active Directory and things like that. So you can see that this is the Amazon Workspace desktop. You have pretty much everything here. You can start Internet Explorer or Firefox. It has 2 gig RAM. You can see that it has as we said 4 gig RAM, and it has 2 processors. I just started Workspace. You can see some stuff here. Though somebody asked me about the drives. So if you look here, you have okay, you have C drive is not visible. I think that's a feature. They just stopped it. So this is a D drive user profile. Maybe I can store my data here, but it's not showing. The D drive is hidden. That is all they are doing. Okay. The C drive is where the operating system is. That is hidden. So let's create a folder. I need to play around with it. I want to create a folder here called test, because after shutting down I want to know whether it is persistent, checking combine. So it's actually Firefox Amazon Workspace Application Manager. I don't know what is that. Let's see what it is. So you can change the desktop and all probably. So this is your experience. So you can see that it automatically connects to internet, I'm pretty sure.
So what if I want to install Office 2013, my copy?
So Microsoft, I don't know whether you can install any of these things. Maybe you can download it from there and you will be able to install it. I'm not sure. You may be able to install it.
So if I own my license, I don't want to pay to Amazon.
Yeah, there is a way. Bring your own license option was there. You saw that, right? So you can see there is a antivirus is already blocking, Okay. So this is all the first time you're going to see all these things. It is pretty much it is doing, Firefox and all is getting initialized first time. Install Amazon WorkDocs. See here, you can actually install WorkDocs right here, and you can use that to use your Word. So, Devinder, you asked me that question, can I install Office? But, if you have Amazon WorkDocs, you may want to try to use that. Amazon WorkDoc is pretty good, actually. I have WorkDocs here. I do have, you can create different docs and things like that. Actually, Amazon WorkDocs is right here. WorkDocs. So you can actually create folders. So I have some stuff here, actually I tried to create some stuff here, you can log into that. I don't want to get in. That is another console where you can create all the docs. We do some collaboration of that using my for my business things. So pretty much this is it, guys. So you got a chance to see what a workspace is, correct? So you do this and then you can actually shut down it, and that is it. Explore it. So we are done with it. Shut down, and now what I need to do is I have to go and delete that. Right. So I'm deleting that. I also need to delete the directories also. Basically, I think this directory is still creating. It is still creating that directory. Why is it taking so long? I'll delete that directory. I'm not sure about that. I think in my workspace is using that. It is terminating. Okay. So try it out. I think you got some ideas about it, so you can see some images, some app. There is some more stuff into this. Okay. I just wanted to give you an idea. So there is, you can create your own applications. You can bring your own packages. There is quite some options here. You can add applications. You can create your own custom packages and bring it into your workspace. So there are options to do that. You can create your own packages and do that. You can deploy your app. You're currently subscribed to WAM. There is some create new applications. So you can create your own applications and specify that, and then you specify it. You can specify the vendor, and then you can actually do that. Actually, I think here you can specify the link and you can do that. I tried that, but this is more of a, if I'm doing it in my company, it is not my job. I will ask my desktop team to explore these things, but we will manage the directory and the workspaces. But application manager, packaging and all is probably the job of desktop guys. All right, guys, so we'll stop here. Actually, it's already 11:30. So that's it. And there is no class tomorrow. We'll have next class on Sunday. Again, this, as I told you, right, we are actually moving to another house. So the closing is next week. I'm kind of busy. So if I cannot do it on my Sunday, there is only one class. That will be the last class where I wanted to talk. So we'll start at 9 and probably we'll go through some videos. I wanted to talk about some general stuff. I'll give you some more documents if possible. So Sunday is what I'm planning. If there is any change in that, I will let you know, and then it will be moved to Monday or something. Okay, but I'll send the videos of today's class and yesterday's class video. I'll send it now. So thank you guys and good night.
All right. Thank you.
We'll catch up on Sunday most probably. Okay. Again,
thanks.
Chance for having the class on Sunday is very high. Okay. I wanted to finish up because there's so much things are pending for me. And that's why there is no more class next month. Probably the whole next month is, Easter month. So I'll not have class next batch. I'm not doing it for 2 months. So thank you again, guys. I'll see you guys on Sunday. Good night.